Greetings everyone. In today's video we're going to be discussing the property pre-touring agreement. You could use this specific document as it states the pre-touring before you do a showing at a property. In some of my previous videos I've discussed about using a buyer brokerage agreement. I still highly recommend that you use one of those type of agreements before you go and show a property, but this form does exist and it can be used. Where you use it and how you use it is at your discretion. If you're a member of our brokerage, you could contact us for information about using this specific agreement, but for everyone, my professional advice is to just use a buyer brokerage agreement with all of the new changes as of 2024. I just recommend using the buyer brokerage agreement, which would be good for the property pre-touring agreement, and it's just a better document that clearly states your duties as a real estate brokerage to the consumer. But the purposes of this video is to go over this agreement. It can be used, so let's discuss this and talk about it. For those who are interested, we're licensed in the state of Florida. Our company is Niz Realty Inc. More information about our company can be found at nizrealty.com or in the description of this video. But let's get straight into this video and start discussing this specific agreement. So it's pretty simple. It's only one page to fill out, so it's going to be a short video today. But it starts off with, says, I am a real estate licensee with brokerage. You put the brokerage name here. So if you're a member of our brokerage, you put Niz Realty Inc. here. But you put your company name here. That would be the brokerage, whatever company you work for. I'm going to use our company as an example for the purposes of this video. The next paragraph is the consumers, which is the individuals you're working with, their potential buyers. We're going to call them consumers because that's how this agreement is stated. And you put their names here. There's slots for 2 different names here. I suppose you could paste a third name if there is one, but let's just put some name placeholders here because it's simple enough. You put their name here. Next part is we'll use broker services to view properties the parties mutually agree upon for blank days from the date the last party signed this agreement. This particular number, it's completely at your discretion of what you and the consumers want to put here. It could be 3 days, it could be 5 days, it could be 30 days. My recommendation, it depends what you're doing really. It could be something for a week, so you're just showing a couple of properties for the week, and you could do it for the 5 days or 7 days of the week, or you could be doing it for 30 days. I'm just going to leave 30 days to state that maybe you're doing this for a month. Again, like I said in the beginning of the video, I'd recommend doing a buyer brokerage agreement if you're doing it for that long. Maybe the specific pre-touring agreement could be good for a couple of properties for maybe a week, but if it's like 30 days, 15 days, I recommend doing a buyer brokerage agreement. So maybe let's change this to, let's say, 5 days, and we'll leave it at that. But you know, you can put whatever the amount of dates that you want there. It's at your discretion. The next, you could read through some of these paragraphs. It's basically stating about the compensation, and the consumer doesn't owe any compensation to the broker at this time. But then it discusses of what would be owed if they end up working with the broker for a specific property. I believe this agreement doesn't necessarily bind them to work with you for that specific property, so you may want to keep that in mind because it has language here stating if you wish to work with broker to purchase a property, broker may ask you to sign a separate agreement detailing the party's responsibilities during this sale. So you don't want to use this agreement. It's not going to guarantee any compensation. It just states that this is your compensation amount that you're requesting. Let's say it's 2% of the gross purchase price. It could also be a flat fee. You could put it in the paragraph up here, check mark this, a flat fee of, let's say, $5,000. You could put that there, or you could do a percentage. So let's say you charge maybe 2% of the gross price plus maybe, I don't know, an additional $300 fee. Or there's the other box here if you need to describe something completely different. Let's say for the purposes of this video, you're charging a 2% of the gross purchase price plus a $300 fee. But this is negotiable, and you put what you are working for here. But again, keep in mind this specific pre-touring agreement, it doesn't state exactly what that like doesn't bind the consumer to you. So if they want to work with another broker or another realtor to purchase that property that you showed them, you know, they might be able to do that. I'm not going to get into the legalities of that because this specific video is just discussing how to fill out this agreement. I'm just telling you to be cautious about that. You may want to consult your broker, your attorney, to see if that is the case. I'm just letting you know how to fill this out, and also just be cautious about filling this out because it may not guarantee that because you show them the property and they sign this that you're going to be due the compensation if any is being offered. Some of the other paragraphs in here, it discusses about a seller or listing broker may agree to pay some or all of the compensation. If a seller or listing broker agrees to pay broker for services broker performs for you, then the amount will be reduced, and it goes on and on in this paragraph. But basically stating that if you work for this 2% plus $300, and then you show them a property where the seller is paying 2%, then they'll only owe the $300 because you're getting the 2% from the seller. That's what it states here. And then there's a couple of other paragraphs talking about the compensation, but there's nothing else to fill out here. The consumers state their name, sign here, so they would sign and date, and the brokerage authorized associate or broker, as the realtor, you could sign this here and date it as well. Just keep in mind that you got to have the company name up here. You cannot put your name up here if you're an agent of the brokerage. That is unacceptable. You need to put the company name here. But that's pretty much it. Just if you're going to use this specific pre-touring agreement, just be cautious. The purposes of this video is to show you how to draft it and give you my professional advice as far as the fill in the blank sections of it. But you may want to consult your broker or an attorney for as far as, is this binding, is commissions due to you because you showed a property, because the legalities of it, you need to consult a professional for that as far as that concern is. So I hope this video was helpful, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you.